Hello, welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. I would have posted a draft video over the weekend, but it's been one wild weekend. I think for over 4 days, I've slept less than 24 hours. No kidding. Basically, long Friday, had to leave for an early flight on Saturday to attend a friend's wedding. Stayed pretty much up all the way up until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I guess I managed to sneak in an extra hour of sleep because my flight back home was, you guessed it, 4 o'clock. Got back, got about another 3 hours of sleep because it was a Sunday. I went to church. I was actually out the whole day for that time. Then then I did get a long stretch of sleep, but that's probably the longest one I ever did. Cause guess what? Monday, have to wake up early in the morning again. And things are going to actually be very busy this week. Actually, not even this week. Maybe this month. I might actually get a breather on the last week of the month, but we'll see about that. Anyway, enough talk about me. And time to talk about this deck. It's going to be the last of the 10 pre-cons, at least the 10 two-color pre-cons that Wizards gives us. And let's take a quick look at it. First of all, I'm going to address the one big glaring fault of the deck. The deck is called Walk the Plank. Not a single copy of Walk the Plank here. For those wondering, yes, that is an actual card. Let's turn on. There you go. There's a card called Walk the Plank. You could at least put a copy of that there. In fact, another thing I would note is that our only removal is 3 copies of Murder, 2 copies of Ravenous Chupacabra, 2 copies of Exclusion Mage, and that's... I guess you could count the Direfleet Poisoner's removal too. Hostage Taker, sure. Riddle Sphinx Master, sure. Okay, maybe there's a bit more, but at least have the namesake card. That would have been interesting. That said, this is a pirate team deck. We do have it's actually pirate / control. You get early aggro, then you start controlling the mid game. Hopefully get something out then get something out big on the late game. Sometimes you never get this far because you are able to control it well enough. So let's start off with the beginning. We do have a good number of 1-drops. Siren Storm Tamer is the good one. It's a 1/1 flyer. Then you can sack it later to counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. This distinction is quite important because in a control deck with some aggro elements, they will be targeting you or a creature you control for the most part. Very good to have this as a defensive shield, and it's actually relatively cheap shield to keep up. Grasping Scoundrel, this one's a bit of an aggro element. It's essentially a 2/1 whenever it's attacking. This one's probably going to be the first one to go. The only argument for keeping this is it gives us it gives us consistent turn 2 chart the course without having to discard a card, but that last bit might not be necessary. Actually, now they mention it. Okay, there's the raid subtext, but I don't see it here. That's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, it's still functionally the same. But we do have very good 2-drops on this end. We have 3 copies of Departed Deckhand, virtually unblockable. Can also make our other creatures unblockable. So this is actually very good early game, mid game, late game. Has a bit of a weakness, but most of the spells your opponents that will cast on your creatures are removal anyway, so it's not bad. And nice thing is this one actually dies to a spell, not an ability. So that is something to consider. Makes it actually quite better. Not on the better end, but still decent, is a 2/1 flyer for 2 mana. It's only flying when it's attacking, but not too bad. You got 2 copies of Kitesail Freebooter. This is the one that I would like to have more of. Sure, it's not as powerful, but it is a very good control element. Basically, it gives you early information of what your opponent has, tells you what your opponent can't or can't do for the most part, and more importantly, it does take out some pieces of action that your opponent might have. Very useful, especially if your opponent mulliganed. Single copy of Starfleet Poisoner to get the little extra in. It's actually quite good. I ran this back in the black-red deck when it featured pirates back then. This was actually a very nice follow-up. You play the turn 1 red pirate for 2 that's for 1 mana. You swung with that one. You could sneak this one. Boom, extra removal. Speaking of that, 2 copies of Exclusion Mage. Pretty decent. Get some good tempo going. What it does is it enables your attacks to get through. Basically, you put your opponent in a position where even if they do get to the late game, they're still under pressure. Fathom Fleet Border. This one's just extra muscle, but normally blue-black is a control deck. These are normally control colors. It's not often we see these as aggro colors. We probably will have to play around with some things, but this is probably not the part we want to play around with. Ruin Raider gives us some card draw, but we have better options than this now. Actually, this is actually very replaceable. The caveat with that is, 1, you have to keep attacking every turn, which will happen, but the bigger one is you lose life equal to the card's converted mana cost. And we have a significant number of 4 drops here to make that scary. 3 copies of Murder, nothing bad to say about this one though. This one's additional control, 2 copies of Deadeye Rig Hauler. If we attack, we can bounce a creature to its owner's hand. Not just our opponents. I managed to return one of my creatures that had Luminous Bonds in it. Siren Reaver. This one's cheaper. This is a virtual 3-drop if we attack turn 2. Shouldn't be that hard to get to. Dreamcaller Siren, good way to punch through. Flash and Flying is nice. Not being able to block the ground, I guess that's okay too. Ravenous Chupacabra, All-Star Mythic Uncommon is what they called it back in the day. Hostage Taker, pretty good. Actually, could use another copy of this. That would be great. Demon Lord Belzenlock and Riddle Master Sphinx. These guys are okay, I guess. I think the issue is, I would say that the deck right now as it looks is pretty average. It's very beginner friendly, and in a sense that's the one thing I say is good news about it. But I wouldn't say it's not what it wants to be. It could be better in many ways. Anyway, we'll examine how to work around that one, so we'll go ahead and head to gameplay. So, as usual, I'm going to commit to a constructed event. I'm probably going to get wiped, but I'm not going to complain too much about it. So, where is it? There you go. Let's walk the plank. Turn on the deck list. And let's see how far we go or not go. To be fair, I actually had plans to do a draft during the weekend, but I guess how do you say this? Yeah, fatigue got the better of me. I've only been doing streaming for like several months already. It'll be about a year when I hit March. So this is a good keep, I guess. We have a lot of 4 drops, so this one's okay. It'll be annoying if we keep hitting more lands. We'll see at least we have something decent in turn 2 to see what our opponent has. I'm going to keep this one. Also got both our colors, and also of note, the deck is more double black than double blue, so this one's okay. I actually got an interesting trick. I could kite sail into a Direfleet Poisoner. Ooh. That okay. I'm gonna actually pause on this one because I only need to block this one once. So let's pass the turn. Let's see if our opponent expects the Spanish Inquisition. So let's hope he attacks. Flashing that touch. Let's hope he does not have the lightning bolt. Otherwise, a card like this is very good at shutting down everything we... Oh, he didn't have it. Wait, actually he might still... Oh, he still has it. He has shock, so we are in real trouble. I will have to play something, so at least I'll play the Ruin Raider. So much for that trick, but... And the nice... Oh, this is still an enters the battlefield trigger, so that's a problem. At least he's burning everything now, so that's not an issue. What isn't it? Okay, that one did not help, but I needed to drop something at least. So it seems to be okay with that. Oh, this one's okay too. This is one case where I do want to have it shut down. So no attacks. I need him to attack first. I probably should play Kite Sail Corsair because that starts getting me off the ground too. Paying for life is okay. The Honor Guard. That's okay too because I can swing with Phantom Fleet Border. Just play the Kite Sail Corsair. Probably just run the Freebooter to... Actually, no. Let's take our time. So, one thing of note is we could use some more actual damage. Actually, this is also in the case where... This is these guys are okay too for Demon Lord, Bells Unlock. We only need the 6/6. So, right now, I'm literally just trading this guy for this guy. If he keeps trading life, it's perfectly okay. Lava Club to burn that's expected. So probably another Kite Sail Corsair. And let's play the Freebooter as well because we lost our action. What we're doing now is basically trying to start dealing damage to this guy. I actually like the animation here too. It's basically signals, okay, you were supposed to do something but we blocked it off. You know what? No. Okay, they willingly traded Sky Resplendent Angel with flying. So I can attack with this. This stuff gets negated, so that's a bit of a non-bow, so I'm not swinging yet. I'm willing to take damage with this one because he's a long way from getting the mana he needs to activate this. He's getting there though, so that... We could use another... Well, we won't get the trigger, but we might be able to surprise block the Resplendent Angel. I'm glad with you doing that. I think I only have one more copy of the Corsair. No, of the border. Okay, not drawing the mana I need. Let's put this in the ground. Puts extra pressure on these guys at least. Until he keeps drawing mana. I should prepare for the worst when he does draw the fourth source. Okay. He's also not trying to swing through, so combat. So I'm not swinging with this one. I'm willing to throw this guy away. Basically, if I can trade resources for as long as possible, I will. Okay. So he's starting to trade honor guards. Let's play another one. Doesn't do much for us, but it does give us a few bodies in the ground. Our opponent got a bit unlucky that he stalled out on mana. We're now going to be a bit in the suffering end, unless I can get rid of the second honor guard. If I block, now I have to decide if I should block. Probably block with the Kite Sail Corsair because it's never going to fly on defense. He's willing to trade them off, so that's something. I guess we're one mana shy of Demon Lord Bells Unlock, but we really could use the blue mana first. So we're gonna take. Actually, our opponent is now ready to start producing tokens. So we probably one thing that we have to do, and I strongly recommend, is basically decentralize from the creature plan. Opponent should be sinking the mana in to get the lifelink. There you go. So he's back up. We're the one that's down in trouble. So yeah, that's good game. That's good game. I got nothing at this point. So our plans were badly stifled. We never got a way out of it. Yeah, we had one chance to deal with it, and we only had to deal with the second one. But yeah, so we need to up the instant game. Basically, when you're playing blue, you really want to be playing those instants. So I guess we can do a pirate team with this deck, but not the way it is right now. My initial plan would actually, well, there are actually a bunch of blue-black pirates that play around with treasure. In fact, the uncommon that comes with the set plays with treasure. That's probably one thing I would like to do also. Besides, it's not often we get to see a Revel in Riches deck, and treasure map's actually a very good control tool. This one's quite aggro. We got all our plays. Could use second black soon, but we got plenty of gas here, so I'm willing to keep this one first. I'll try to lead off with Kitesail Freebooter as early as we can. So I'm going to keep this one. Actually, if note also, our opponent dealt most of the damage to himself. It was a bit hairy on his end too, I guess, but he knew what he was doing, so props to him. So we could use the second black anytime soon, but we do have at least one piece of removal. Okay, turn 2 Forest, Deep Root Elite, expecting Merfolk. I'm gonna play the Kitesail Freebooter. Sure, he can pump this guy, but let's. Okay. Oh, this one's the one doing the Deep Root Waters plan. So at least we got rid of that one. Now our opponent's just gonna simply buff this guy up, probably with the second Deep Root Elite. So we're gonna actually, if we don't draw the Murder, we're going to use Exclusion Mage. Nope, we didn't. We really could use the second black now, but I'm going to just Exclusion Mage first. So I should expect this to be mostly creatures. Oh, okay. Nice thing about this one is you basically know, especially on turn 2, you have perfect information of your opponent's hand for like 3 or 4 turns. Should expect Kumen. Oh no, he's playing the other elite, which makes sense. Now if he offers the trade, I will attack. I will make the. Oh no. I guess I'm not offering the trade. I could really use that black manas now. Okay, so we'll take 3 damage. Not only that, we're also missing another mana, so we could get Siren Reaver down. So at least get some. So basically, I just have enough blockers to probably take out one of the elites. Problem is, I won't be able to block these two now, so he's just gonna play this one down. Oh, he didn't. He's gonna do. So I have one chance to remove these guys before that happens. And he's loading up this one. Come on, black mana. If not black mana, at least at least another mana so I can... Nope. Okay, we stalled out a bit here. We had a good thing going, but... Yeah, too many... We need more 2-drops. So we're gonna take... So at least we answered 1 Deep Root Elite. But we're gonna be taking 8 damage guaranteed. Yeah, we're not gonna win this game. At least this one's a fast one. Sad thing is, if I do get the Chupacabra down, the first thing I have to kill is the Herald. Oh, he's just attacking with that one. He's trying to draw cards. So we got that one. So I can attack with these. I can't bounce this. It just he just plays it again. I can bounce this. It buys me some time, I guess. So combat. I will have to keep the Kitesail Corsair grounded though. Yep, you know what when I'm bouncing. And it's not the Herald. You can't tap that one, but you can tap everything else to draw a card. So we'll take action. We'll take guaranteed 4 damage. No, with this one, it's guaranteed 5 damage next turn. He could spread. Actually, I would recommend him spreading it out. Basically, puts 4 here, puts 2 here. Let's see if let's see if he sees that line of play. He has the win on the table right now. Okay, he's gonna play that. Let's see which one he targets. Okay, yep, very good. Yep, good game. Yeah, we stumbled on the mana here. That was unnecessary. Well, not like it was gonna do anything, so there you go. So the mana mix was really bad. Actually, I didn't talk about the mana, but it was split between 10 islands, 10 swamps. With the amount of double black we have, we probably should be playing more swamps. In fact, if I could, I would lean the deck more heavily towards black. Basically, because it has the more pertinent removal. If I put blinks, maybe we could use more blue. But also because we have a lot of creatures that are there just for the sake of getting the damage through. We don't... The ones I mentioned, like the 2/1 pirate that flies and attacking, those are the ones that need to go. Even chart the course. Sure, 2 cards for 2 mana is great, but probably could use something else. I do like our opponent's handle, considering we're about to get board game wiped here. So I guess this one is keepable. We're having problems with the double black, but at least we have 3 playable cards, so I'm willing to keep this one. Also because every time I've mulliganed something like this, I always end up with a really bad. I always end up with a really bad 6-hander. Now the reason I played this one first is it's nice to have this guy as an option as soon as possible. Though thankfully our opponent's a bit slow on the. Okay, we got that as an option. So let's get our double black down. I'll play Kitesail Corsair first, because most of the cards in white black. Okay, there is one flyer. It's a Sky March freebooter, but it's 2/2, so this guy they can trade profitably. No, Sky March Bloodletter. You'd think this guy's a pirate. So let's see if he accepts the trade. Probably not. Okay, he's not gonna take the trade. I'm not gonna murder it. Just gonna start dumping out more pirates, so to speak. So turn 4, we actually can block the Sky March. We can get a surprise in, I guess. Okay, opponent going for the life gain. Now 4 life is a big chunk. 3, 2, 4, 3 is pretty good. But yeah, this one's very specific. Opponent's eyeing our departed deckhand like he's about to cast a pump spell on it. I will be taking 2 damage off from it. Nightmare's Thirst. He doesn't gain the life at least. Gets the swing in for another 2. We get the swing back for 3, but just kind of okay, I guess. He might actually hold this guy back, which is okay too, because at least I can offer to trade it. Nope. Let's see if he accepts the trade this time. It will tell us what is in his hand. To eat the Sky March Bloodletter, I might have to take 3 damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna take the 3 damage unless he does something else. So let's see what he's got. Because the alternate plan is just for me to tap these 2 down, start going off on the races. Okay, that's perfectly fine. You know what? I'm gonna just eat the Sky March Bloodletter. You might have a pump spell. Yes. Yeah, just as I figured. So I guess we're kind of winning the race now, so I'm probably just gonna start dumping more creatures out. We can defend at these 2 guys at least, or one of these 2 guys. Ronin War Leader, that's gonna be a I'm actually gonna just bounce it back. Let's annoy him a little bit. If I take 3, he'll take 7. Yeah, we'll just be at parity. So just take that. So I could just murder right off the bat. No, let's just cast Exclusion Mage first. It will give me something to block the Inspiring Cleric. And let's hold back the Siren Storm Tamer. I don't need to protect both all at once. If our opponent goes for the War Lead, no, it's going for the Resplendent Angel now, which is perfect. Yeah, now we murdered that one. And I don't care about the... Willing to trade those off. Now, counter target spell that targets you. Ritual of Soot does not target. You know what? I'll just end the turn right here. I might not even... Because right now I'm representing lethal. If he has something that... If he has another flyer or another way to gain life... Actually, I'm not even representing lethal. He can just play this guy, catches up. I can just keep... Oh, he conceded. Well, that's a lot easier on me. Thank goodness. So the reason we were able to win that game was... Sure, we were able to put an early aggressive stance, but more importantly, we were able to take control of the mid game. So actually, the 4 drops were good. Are good ideas. All of them are some sort of control element. Or the Dead Master, the one that bounces a creature if you have attacked. That one's control. Chupacabra, that's control. Definitely not keeping this hand, despite the fact our opponent did. Sure, we could... We got turn 1 play, but if we don't draw another land, we're really, really gonna lose. This one's much better. Got turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 play. So we'll keep that one. We don't need the 4th land at that point. So, that said, these lands come into play tapped anyway, so... Oh, opponent's going for the fast aggro. Opponent mulligan too, if I'm not mistaken. So, we're gonna go with the Submerged Boneyard first. So, we're gonna probably do turn 2 deckhand. Turn 3... Storm Tamer? No. Let's see why our opponent's turn 2... Oh, turn 2 plays not... I'll play the Storm Tamer first, though. Yeah, if you want to ping that, go ahead. Oh, it's gonna shock it. That's actually even better. I would have expected him to just use this guy up. So next turn we're gonna do Departed Deckhand into Siren Storm Tamer. This one's probably gonna eat a shock. Okay, not bad. Kinda expecting that. Now, if our opponent attacks with doesn't try to remove this, we will get the border down without taking damage. Not gonna happen. So I guess we'll be taking some damage. Let's see if he plays some risk factor. Take action. It's going to take even more damage. The next jump start is going to be draw cards. Oh, this guy's literally all burned. So he is missing a bunch of wizards, I guess. Now this is the part where this guy is not so great. The Kindling Phoenix. Oh, risk factor again. He stitched Experimental Frenzy. So let's decline. Since he's on the Experimental Frenzy plan, letting him run out of the cards is not a good idea. Let's see if he has the shock. Doesn't have the shock. So let's chart the course. Play a land. Chart the course. Okay, we've kinda reloaded. Now we're gonna take... No, please be a land. Nope, 3 damage. Ouch. One's out 5 mana. It'll be a miracle if I can actually survive this experiment. Goblin Chain Whirler nukes the Siren Storm Tamer. That's okay. Also nukes us too. Runaway Steamkin. This guy has... Now we had a bit of a slow start thanks to these submerged boneyards too. At least blue black is in Guilds of Ravnica, so we're definitely fixing the mana base on this. Should I play another departed deckhand? I probably should. Chain Whirler doesn't do much against it. Okay, good. We dodge damage. Got an extra land for our troubles. Opponent's now at 6 lands. Please don't have Banefire. Kindling Phoenix. I might actually just bounce the... Well, I might actually try to trade first, but no, I'll probably bounce the Phoenix. No, hoping he actually blocks the Ruin Raider. There you go. That guy was trying to become a liability. Now, double Chain Whirler will also be a liability to me. There's one. Okay, good. It's Rekindling Phoenix. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can murder the Phoenix. Resolve. Combat. Attack. Just with the deckhand. Then bounce the token. So at least our opponent will have to play a second Kindling Phoenix of his own. We can hit our opponent for 6. Actually, no, we can hit him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm hope. Wizard's Lightning burns that. Okay, the fact he's not aiming for our face is good news. Okay, this one's risky. I'm gonna decline. Because at least it doesn't kill us, put us in range to be killed right away. I am forced to block this guy. I don't, with 2 mana up, I don't think I can afford to take 3 damage. Actually, that's also the reason why I didn't take the risk factor. So I'm gonna leave another blocker up just in case. Gonna play the Bells and Lottery, see if this doesn't kill us. We do have enough cheap drops. Okay, so we only took 1 damage. That's good. If we can keep the deckhand alive, this guy's unblockable. In fact, we could just. That's why I held up back the second deckhand. But let's see. If he plays risk factor, he's definitely drawing cards. He knows that. He's gonna try to kill off the Demon Lord Bells and Lock. There's the oh no, he's gonna try to kill me off. Does he have it? He probably has it. Experimental Frenzy. Okay, he doesn't like these cards. He's hoping the top card will kill me. Does he have it? Does he have it? I'm gonna decline. You can draw the cards. Oh, it gives him. Oh, but this is not enough to kill me. I think I survived. Yeah, I survived. Woo. If I drew a few more cards off Demon Lord Bells Unlock, I would have died. I feel bad for our opponent. That was a tuned mono red deck. It's designed to kill constructed events like this. He probably did not expect to see this one. He didn't expect to see this one. Well, he did get to look through a lot of cards, so yeah, the risk factor was there. I might have played the risk factor first over Experimental Frenzy because Actually, yeah, that's the thing, because risk factor, it draws you the cards. Okay, I'm definitely keeping this hand because I have both my colors at least. Again, the extensive number of 4 drops and double black scares me. Yeah, could our opponent have won? Well, we might not be as lucky this time. Yeah, we're probably not as lucky this time because we have a lot of... We don't have the cheap drops in the earlier set. So that's something to consider. We might want a cheap drop set. D2 Lava Runner. So this might be the Wizard's build. Oh wait, he's probably still has shot. Okay. So he's going for the long-term plan. If I don't draw a land, I'm on the no-term plan. Okay, we got a land. That's the good news. Can bounce the Lava Runner at least. I could use another land to at least give us Dreamcaller's Siren. Runaway Steamkin. D2 Lava Runner. Pumps it, so we're probably gonna block this one out. Okay, didn't get that. Also, gonna have to take 2 damage. We're gonna probably play with that one. That said, this would mess with his decision making. I'm definitely attacking with this guy first. He's probably gonna just take the 2 damage. He'll get more on the return. It's a desperation play, seeing if he would block with the D2 Lava Runner and whatnot. Okay, got our 4th land. Swing the border. Let's see if he blocks with the Phoenix. Oh, he's gonna block with the Phoenix. Oh no, he wasn't gonna block the Phoenix. Damn. So what I'm gonna do is actually... I'm gonna actually just reset the Runaway Steamkin. Yeah, no point trying to reset this guy. At least not in this state. I could just play Dreamcall, but I do have stuff to play Dreamcaller Siren next turn. Runaway Steamkin again, so yeah, we were expecting him. Chain Whirler, expecting that. Gonna take 4 damage up in the air. It's gonna ping the... There we go. I will trade. Basically, simplify the board as much as possible. Okay. Gonna pass the turn. Yeah, having this man, we really need to up the black mana. So I'm going to tap. I'm gonna buy us some time by actually tapping these guys. Opponent's... Oh, it's kind of land flooded, in my opinion. So this guy's now just basically gonna block this Phoenix. All these... Okay, and now it took 3 damage for the trouble too. One is land flooded. Finally hit the Experimental Frenzy. I will trade the Ruin Raider for the Steamkin. No. I probably will have to block with it anyway. Yeah, because this is a mandatory block. This is also a mandatory block because that's damage on board. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one because I won't have enough to answer all of these. Yeah, the double black killed me. It's the beginning of your upkeep, so we had an out, just not there. Thankfully, it tapped the mana right. Probably should have played the Grasping Scoundrel first. Yeah, this is pretty much good game in the basket. Opponent just has to ping this guy. Oh, he just played the land off the top. Then he's literally got a ton of cards up there. Kind of playing it coy. Yeah, he actually has the win on the board. All he has to do is attack with these guys, ping this guy. Letting me block is a mistake. You should have pinged him right then and there. I also tapped out too. Well, he could have the win anyway, so that would have been a moot point. Well, there's the black mana. And this is... I guess just to make a point. Well, that one was the play that gave me the biggest likelihood of winning. Probably like plus 0.05%. Okay, that's definitely a good game. Opponent is literally offloading the top of the library, but yeah. Well, we had one win over mono red, so I can't complain about it. And he's offloading too. Wow. Well, for those who are wondering how mono red could be this good, we're watching a clinic right now. Now, if he's gonna play an instant, he could play an instant in response. Oh, well, yeah, so he's got. So he could offload these for mana again. Yep, this is gonna be interesting. What does it say? And he's playing risk factor because he's drawing into cards, though. You know what? I'll decline. I'll let you have your fun. It gives me something to do, to talk about the next few minutes. Actually, we're kind of a little bit over, so yeah, I'm gonna keep declining because. Hey, this thing's fun. Really, this thing's quite interesting. Seeing how a deck could offload like this. No, I think our opponent does have to kill. He's eventually gonna get stuck with a land up here. He just needs to remember not to kill the creatures that are not summoning sick. Another Gitu Lava Runner. Yeah, this game is literally running. Well, technically it ran away from us a long time ago. I'm just watching this train wreck continue to wreck us even further. There you go. He finally ran out of steam. Well, he could have sacrificed Experimental Frenzy, but he was. Well, think of it as a cat playing with its food. Yeah, that's the feeling I got. Anyway, not too shabby at least. Especially that second game against, well, not that, especially that game against mono red that we won. That one is actually a good one. So we're gonna switch over to deck building. Take a look at how to actually fix that one up. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna analyze this deck now as it is. So we're gonna get rid of the cards that are weak, that are on the weaker end here. So gonna replace the Chart of Course. Gonna replace the gonna keep the Departed Deckhands. The Demon Lord goes off to the side. Now, let's be honest, this Demon Lord maybe slightly better than Razaket. I still think he's a big blowhard. Get rid of the Kitesail Corsairs, but I'm upping the freebooters. We're gonna switch this to big control. So Exclusion Mage stays. Dreamcaller Sirens decent-ish. It's a 3/3 flyer for 4. Can't complain about that. Chupacabra stays. The Ruin Raider goes. Siren Reaver goes. Siren Storm Tamer stays. Hostage Taker, probably a second copy. Direfleet Poisoner sideboard. This one's a bit weird. It's good for aggro, but if we're switching this over to control, the aggro part's gone. Okay, let's fix the mana base. Submerged Boneyard goes. Wait, let's set this to standard. Watery Grave goes in. Bump up the Drowned Catacombs. So I'm gonna drop 3 of the islands, especially I think most of the cards I drop are blue. Let's green there for a second. I'm not gonna try to make this a surveil deck. Everyone and their mothers has made the surveil deck already at this point. I'm gonna look over the. Well, I'm dropping the raid part also. That's an. But let's look over the pirates. Let's see what we got here. Because we got Kitesail Freebooter, very good. And otherwise, not so much. Actually, pirates is really more black-red now that I think of it. But we do have Deadeye Brawler. I forgot what this guy. Death Touch and. Okay, it's a 2/4 Death Touch. When it deals damage, we draw a card if we have 10 or more permanents. Not quite. Deadeye Plunderers. This one, we would want to have this if we're going for a treasure plan. So it gets +1/+1 for each artifact we control. This could actually be a good strategy. So let's put that aside. We got the Quartermaster searches up for equipment, I'm not mistaken. If it's any artifact, I definitely get this one. Oh no. It's equipment or vehicle. Not too keen on this one. I guess we have some limited equipment we could get. Deadeye Tormentor. This one makes our opponent discard the card. But otherwise it's just a plain 2/2. It's also another way to control. Actually, another strategy we can do here is we could use some Raider's Wake, if I'm not mistaken, that's what the enchantment is called. So whenever we attack, our opponent discards a card. Whenever our opponent discards a card, they take damage. The plan is not to kill our opponent through it, but to at least the +2 damage is gravy in a sense. It's really about taking out our opponent's hand. Keep that in mind. Deadeye Tracker, this one's for the Explore deck. Darfleet Hoarders for the Treasure deck. Interloper, I think this one is, yeah, it's Explore also, not so great. Desperate Castaways. Yeah, oh, can't attack unless you control an artifact. No. We could do blue-black artifact, but we're missing all the good stuff from Kaladesh. We're also missing Tezzeret, the Planeswalker at least. Darfleet Ravager. This used to be in the previous iteration of this deck. Still bad. No, this was in the black-red iteration of the deck. Still bad. Fathom Fleet Captain. This one's for the aggro strategy. Kind of soft. It is an army in the can if we can attack. If we control another pirate while we attack with this one, but too many conditions. This one's actually this guy would be better off with red. All we need to do is just deal some sort of damage. Even the Fanatic Firebrands would be perfect. Fell Flagship. We could use this to make our opponent. Oh, it's when the flagship deals combat damage. Nope, never mind. That's not good. We might even ditch most of the pirates altogether. If I don't find any good pirates, we're probably gonna ditch them altogether. Forerunner. This one's not so bad, but we're not exactly tutoring up pirates here. Starting to look like that we're not getting that many decent pirates. Pitiless Plunderer. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a token. Okay. Prosperous Pirates. This one come with 2 treasure tokens. Ruin Raider. We ditched that for a reason. Ruthless Knave. Oh, this one sacrifice a creature to make our treasure tokens. Lookout's Dispersal. Some sort of counter. Yeah. This one's actually a decent counter spell. Sure, our opponent can get away by paying 4, but unless we're in the super late game, opponent's probably not gonna be able to play 4. I'll put the Lookout's Dispersal on the maybe, because we have a few decent early pirates. Actually, we could just let's start by maxing the Departed Deckhand and the Kitesel Freebooter. We keep the Tree Siren Storm Tamers. We can open it up with Lookout's Dispersal to as backup. Shipwreck Looter. This one draw and discard if we attacked. Siren Lookout. Explores. No. Siren Reverse, the one we attack. Siren's Ruse. Exile target creature. Then return it. This one protects our own stuff. Slippery Scoundrel. As long as it has hexproof and can't be blocked, no. It's gonna die. Stormfleet Aerialist. This one's interesting. 2, 3, 4, 2. We could do Mass Blue, basically Pirate Skies. Just add in Curious Obsession to fill in the card draw. Then we just use then we use Murders, the Chupacabras. Basically these guys as support. But so I'm gonna drop the Fathom Fleet Border at this point. So we have a Skies version of this deck, so the poison is gonna go 2. We might actually have enough for Pirate Skies. Stormfleet Spy, this one just draws us a card flat out. No. Timestream Navigator, not that kind of deck. Wanted Scoundrels. Sure, 4-3, but dies way too easily in this case. Warkite Marauder is an interesting. It's actually a good rare for this one, but might be unnecessary. I actually feel it's unnecessary, but it's okay for the mono blue deck, I suppose. Basically, you use it to take out opposing flyers, more like grounding them for the time being. That's actually a good plan. So let's see, Stormfleet Aerialist. So if you attack this turn, so the trick is to make sure we attack a lot, attack a bit more. But do we even need it? Okay, now we took a look at that. Let's take a look at treasures. Because the one I really want the most is Treasure Map. Depths of Desire, create a token. Guess you can do that. But the idea is, if we have that, the plan is to revel in riches. That's basically it. But so it's whenever a creature an opponent control dies, create a treasure token. Does give us a secondary win condition. Something we can work our way to in a sense. A single spell. In fact, the blue-black deck had the spell swindle, so that could be a plan. But let's try to stick with the revel. Let's just leave 2 copies. Definitely putting the Deadeye Plunderers in now. Note this is a 5-drop, so you probably don't want too many. 2 copies is just fine. Hostage Takers bumped up. So we have a bunch of pirates that get in for early damage. Now take note of Curious Obsession. It's a spell, so we don't want to put it on our Departed Deckhand. But we do want to put it on Siren Storm Tamer. We want to put it on Kitesail Freebooter. Even some of our tree drops, we do want to put them there. So I guess that's also. This is a decent plan too. Let's see Let's go over some of the blue-black cards in this set now. So I'm ditching the. So I guess we could put treasure maps if we're going for the Revel and Riches plan. So, but I'll probably put the Lookouts Dispersal here. This gives us a virtual counter spell at 2 mana. Need to have. Kind of looking out for another. Wait, we do have a big answer in the end. Do I want to keep the Riddle? I actually do want to keep it. Also needs some sort of board sweep. Pyrection Scriptures is slow. Actually, no, we don't need the board sweep that much. Let's just look at Surveil. Also because this card, I actually quite like this one. More on a control, at least for a control shell. Idea with this is I actually use Connive and Concoct in my Sultai Muldrota deck. The idea is most of the time I just control a target creature power 2 or less early enough. Later in the game, if I manage to mill my Muldrota, I use this to get it back, or I basically use it to get back a utility creature of sorts. This would be my plan at least. So let's put that in, just out of curiosity. So Discovery Dispersal, not so much. I don't need to Surveil that badly. The return is not so great either. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I do need better removal. I might actually... Okay, I'm actually going to move the Chupacabra to the sideboard. Something unheard of. Notion Rain gives us some card draw. I think I'll just go with the Curious Obsession plan for the card draw. Thought Erasure is actually a good sideboard. If we're up against a certain control deck, we definitely want to erase our opponent's... erase what our opponent has. It's actually would have been very great against Rekindling Phoenix and the like. So let's do Eldest Reborn. That's our additional control element. Keeping the Murders. The Deadeye Recaller is a bit on the weaker side too. I might actually just ditch these. Yeah, I'll ditch these. Add an additional Exclusion Mage. Yeah, let's leave it like that for now. I'll keep the Dreamcaller Siren's a bit weak too. Probably drop that one as well. I'll keep Reverse Rebuke in at least one copy. We do need some sort of sweeper, so Reverse Rebuke does that even if it's temporary. We're not exactly buying spells back, so we don't need those cards. Probably need some cheap interaction, so I'm gonna put some blinks in the sideboard. Actually, I might put... Yeah, I'm gonna move the Connive and Concoct to the sideboard too. That's really more control. So I'm gonna put 3 blinks in. Gonna keep the 3 Murders, but I'm also gonna put in some cast downs. Sorry. So I'm gonna put in some cast downs here. Put in an additional cast down here. Need better ways to make treasures. Yeah, we really need the treasure map here. Okay, let's... Oh wait, let's kill the filter too. So we can get not Treasure Cove, let's get Treasure Map up. Let's probably put about 2 copies. That's something you want to play early at least. Also rare, so I'm only putting 2 in. Probably drop... Probably drop the 1 Lookout Dispersal. Not too... Actually, let's put some of these extras in the sideboard. So 1 here, 1 here. 1 Murder goes to the sideboard. I think that's enough. I think we have enough removal per se. Actually, no. Let's move 1 blink and let's up the cast down by 1. Now we could change the flavor of this. The blink we could replace with What's that? You can replace with Depths of Desire. Thing is, Blink answers non-land permanents, which we need the utility more. So yeah, I guess we got enough pirates. Let's put the Curious Obsession plan also. No, I'm gonna put the Curious Obsession in the sideboard. The idea being, if our opponent is aggressive but in the non-interactive sort of way, like white-black life gain, I bring in the Curious Obsession, I bring in the Conniving Concoct. Yeah, I bring in some of those cards at least. So now let's check the mana base. Definitely messed up now. I also want to make room for one Arch of Vraska. So yeah, now we're leaning heavily towards blue, so I actually want to cut 3 swamps, add 2 islands, and 1 Arch of Vraska. Because you can never have enough card draw. Now this one is still pirate team control with a slight treasure team. Some changes could have notably been made, like we could have kept up with the pirates, but we don't have any real payoffs for being a pirate. They just happen to be pirates. In fact, we're just playing creatures because they're good, not because they're pirates. We're achievement. I guess we're achievement based here. We don't look at your lineage. That said, can't be blocked except by spirits. We do have the Supreme Phantom, but that pumps spirits, but we don't have any real spirits otherwise. Yeah, sure. These guys are too expensive to count. Thoughtbound something to consider is Thoughtbound Phantasm does get swole with Supreme Phantom. Something to consider in your Surveil deck, I guess. Also, there's a Vampire Revenant. No, this is really more for the Vampire deck. Yeah, it's just a 3/1 flyer. What's scarier than the 9/3 Yargle 10/4? Watching the Mist would actually be decent with the pump, I guess. Guess you could make a sort of spirits deck, quote air quotes right here. But otherwise, this is what I'm gonna work with for now. No guarantees that I'll have the time for the next one. Sorry about that. I'm supposed to control F2. It's been quite a while. So that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you liked what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If it's not just riffing off the Walk the Plank deck, which I'm probably really gonna rename because I did not find room for Walk the Plank here at all. Likewise, if you're not riffing off that, if we're not using Surveil like everyone else does, how would you build the deck? Something to think about. Get the creative juices flowing. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time.